Good day to you all. We're going to do a new 3D drawing, drapery or fabric. So this is, we're going to start at the top here, and we're going to come down. Like so. Drapery can be a real challenge to draw, and we'll put a little, like a pin holding this in place. Drapery can be a challenge to draw because it looks like just a tangle of folds and shading. But we're going to break it down, and you're going to be able to make some convincing shading. So we start with this basic line. So here where it kind of comes around, this is going to come up to my point, and almost all shading has a place where the fabric gathers, whether it's your knee, your shoulder. It's always going to be some point, and everything sort of radiates out from it. At this point, it's now just a matter of lights and darks. So things that go away from you tend to be shaded, and things that come towards you tend to be lighter. So for example, this folds right here are going to be lighter, where things behind it are going to be shaded. So let's just start with some basic shading here, and we'll do some blending here. So you're also going to get some condensed cast shadows, or some form shadows. So this is going to be in shade, and I am going to use a blending pencil to help make this happen. And this would probably cast a bit of a shadow. This is going to be a cast shadow. This is going to cast a shadow. This will cast a shadow. We're going to emphasize this line as if it too is a cast shadow. And there'd probably be a bit of a cast shadow here too. So this part of the fold is going away from us, so this is going to be one of the darker aspects of our drawing, or darker parts of our drawing. So from here, you really just want a form shadow that's going to get lighter as we get to this fold that comes closer to us. Doing fabric can be challenging, but usually what you really need is just patience. Where is it dark? Where is it light? What's coming towards me? What's going away from me? So this is going to be a form shadow. And you see how this part is curling? Well, that's going to also be in shadow. just get lighter and lighter as you get closer to the top of this fold. As challenging as drawing drapery can be, it's also ironically one of the more satisfying things to draw. It can be very convincing. But you can see how this all radiates from here. Now I'm going to use my blending stump. And again, you can use tissue paper. And it just really kind of comes to life. This blending stump doesn't work with pen, but you can still achieve the same effect with cross-hatching. Starts to really take shape here. Some shading here on this curve because it's curving. So now I want to put a cast shadow. So we have this hanging from this board here. So there's a little bit of separation between the back wall. So we're going to sort of follow this, but don't be too concerned that it's exact. It's not really necessary. Your cast shadow is probably going to be the darkest part of your drawing. I really believe cast shadows are important to include in a drawing when you can and where they exist, because they just add an element of realism, but mostly they add an element of light, and it is ironic. You create the illusion of light when you draw these dark cast shadows. Go back to my blending pencil. If you don't have one of these blendings, you can roll up a piece of paper. You can wrap some tissue paper or a paper towel around your pencil. Tuning here on this. want to add a contour line, like a stripe on this fabric. And this is going to help emphasize. So notice that's curved. This will really help bring out the curve of the folds. Give this kind of a woody texture. Spiral knot. Now when you get to the watercolor, this should be relatively simple because you really have the background is one color and the fabric is another color. You can play around with it. So this is a good time to practice color combinations. What two colors look well together? So you can use complementary colors, red and green, blue and orange, purple and yellow. And if you're doing this in ink that is water soluble, then you're just going to have shades of gray. And you can just keep going on this. Just want to make this that it's darker than the other values in the fabric, this handkerchief or napkin or whatever it is. All right, there you go, drapery. Have a wonderful day, everyone.